The world's biggest success story right now, Israel. Israel is a relatively small country, but it has administered far more first doses.
Israel continues to lead the world in vaccinations using the American-made Pfizer or Moderna vaccines.
While in most countries around the world, you have to be part of a priority group to be vaccinated, Israeli clinics have been giving out any remaining doses to the general public after the day's scheduled appointments end for priority patients.
Everything is done through our phones. We all get notification where we can receive the vaccination, and it worked very, very well.
Wow. Well done to Israel on leading the world in vaccinations. And you know, it makes sense that they're doing this through people's phones. I mean, there's already an app where you can catch diseases, so why not have one that cures them too? What I don't understand is, why can't America have that app too, huh? Israel doesn't even have to change it. I'll learn Hebrew. Everything's closed. I've got nothing else to do. Now, as important as everyone getting vaccinated is, there's one thing that's even more important. Making sure that your vaccine actually works.
Chinese company Sinovac says it has confidence in its vaccine. That has just been picked up by Indonesia, Brazil and Turkey, but there has been skepticism over the veracity of its data.
Questions are beginning to arise because Indonesia also conducting its own trials, releasing numbers that put its efficacy at about 70%. Brazil's findings for this very same vaccination dropped efficacy down to 50%.
Yes, much like an airplane touchscreen, China's vaccine only works about 50% of the time. No, Lion King, Lion King, Lion King, play Lion King, play Lion King, play Lion King. Well, I guess I'm watching Cats. And I gotta say, guys, I really feel bad for these countries. How could they have guessed that China would make a cheap knockoff of the vaccine? I mean, what is a person supposed to do with a vaccine that's only 50% as effective as the others? Start standing 3 feet away from other people? Go have half a meal in a restaurant? Only hug one of your grandmas? Now, just because China is struggling to manufacture vaccines doesn't mean that they've stopped moving forward with technology, especially when it comes to testing for coronavirus.
China has begun carrying out anal swabs for COVID in a controversial move that has received some pushback. A hospital in Beijing carried out the swabs when testing staff at a school, while authorities in some hotspot areas may introduce the measure for people arriving from abroad.
They've been doing blood serum tests to determine whether or not people have COVID antibodies. And in some places, including a Beijing hospital, they carried out anal swabs with the idea being that the presence of the virus in excrement is longer to detect than if you do, say, a mouth swab.
You know what? There's a point at which I would rather just have the coronavirus. Although I can't say I'm surprised to hear this. I mean, scientifically speaking, the anus is the nostril of the butt. And the plus side is, with testing like this, you might not even need a vaccine. You just tell people, hey, we're not having lockdowns, but every time you leave your apartment, some stranger's gonna shove a Q-tip up your butt. We'll be done with coronavirus in like 2 weeks.